Aloha, it's me, C. I'm back. Happy New Year. Made it through 2025. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a year. Wasn't it just? Wasn't it just? So today, I'm going to talk about the number one thing I did in 2025. That was like the best thing ever that I could have done for myself. And that also, please excuse any noise in the background. People are still partying, talking, and all these kinds of things. But yeah, number one thing I did in 2025 that greatly, drastically improved my life. And that was, drum roll, was to go live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Yes, it was a new city for me. I lived in other cities in Mexico, and I'll tell you how it happened. Story time. So the reason why this was a pivotal moment in 2025 was because basically now what had happened was I fully had planned in my mind to go to Colombia to visit my friend who was in Medellin. And she was like, oh my God, you have to come to the city. It's amazing, blah, 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 all this stuff. And so I'm like, yes, I'm going. Just gonna, right? And so I'm doing my thing online to try to book my passage via airplane to Colombia. And for whatever reason, the transaction would look like it was done, and then all of a sudden I would get an email like a couple hours later, oh, we reversed your transaction. And I'm like, what? It had never happened to me in all of the many months of me traveling that I would make an airline reservation and it would reverse like that. And I'm like, what? So I tried a few more times. And I like to say that I'm a little hard-headed where it comes to seeing the signs in the universe. So I missed those the first few times. And then finally, I think it was like the fifth time, I was like, oh, wait, that's probably the universe being like, you should stay here for a minute. And so I finally decided to take the sign as it was and and stay in Playa del Carmen. And what happened to my life was black women, neurodivergent people. I'm gonna tell you something. And also just black women. When all the signs just like line up and you're not going anywhere, stay for a minute. Stay for a minute. Now I'm gonna tell you why. What improved in my life was that I sat down. I wound up getting a lease for a place, and I wound up having an amazing landlord, y'all. And it was the first time he had rented, and also like the place was brand new, and he was so sweet. He and his girlfriend were so sweet, and he was like, I get a good feeling about you. And I'm like, I get a good feeling about you too. And so with the mutual good feelings, we decided to sign a lease that was for a time period and extendable for both parties, or with an out clause basically. And we were like, yeah, should it happen? It was seemed like it was gonna be super easy. It was really nice. And so sitting down for a minute in that place with, I gotta say, Playa del Carmen for me was very, there was a lot of the immigrants and expats in the area. There were lots of business people doing things, even in the summertime, even though it's considered down season, slow season. I remember a lot of people still doing things. And I felt really good. Like I, at the time, was, again, like, or I should say, as usual at the time. As usual, maybe in the foreseeable future? I don't know. Anyway, I was studying for another tech certificate, as it were. And other people were doing things. And there was also a bunch of woo stuff going on. Like, I love my woo stuff. So I have a lot of woo stuff going on. And I appreciated that because I was doing a lot of analytical things and not so much spiritual things. And it gave me a chance to do both, like in one spot, like in one place. I could be highly analytical business, do my systems and everything else like that, and at the same time, when it was time for me to not do the analytical work, I got to dabble in new things. Well, not new things, things I used to do spiritually speaking. So I found that very valuable. And in that, because like, I guess, I don't know, because I got to do both, maybe it was the spiritual, I think it's because I got to do both. Because I got to do both, it was just that I wound up being way more creative. Y'all, I wound up taking a painting class and it was great. I learned how to paint in a new medium. I learned a new style. I learned to paint in watercolor. And not that it was good or anything else. And maybe one day I'll share on this channel about my bad watercoloring, and or maybe my pretty bad also acrylic painting, as well as different styles of meditative creativity painting and mixed media type. So I'll share that in future videos. And so that really allowed me having both of those things in one place to be much more creative. I didn't do singing lessons, but I sung more, painted more. I painted. I made new friends or made acquaintances by going to different groups and things. And so that was amazing. So I'm saying that to say, please, 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 if you can, or if it's, aligned for you and your body and everything else like that, I want you to try out what your spirit is telling you. Like, stay in a place if you can. Just really be super present with both things that maybe you're doing in your life, or maybe one thing or the other, whether it be analytical or whether the thing that you are doing be very spiritual and or religious. It's like go deep in those directions, go deep with those things, like, and also like introspect, right? And so I can say that, yeah, that was the one thing I did in 2025, which was stay in a place that was spiritual, that the spirit was saying heavily, surely, you're staying here. Or, yeah, made it a challenge to just get up and go really quickly. So, yeah, staying in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, provided me, well, much more lessons than this one, but just that one, just staying there was amazing for my life in 2025. So I hope you take that to heart. If it resonates with you, explore some of those things. Alrighty. So that's it for me for today. Okay, aloha.